Hey, how's it going everyone? In this video, I'm going to be going over briefly on how to actually create an invoice and attach it to a project and, finally actually send it to a contact. Invoices can be found in the documents section of the application. So you go here, you click documents, and then we go ahead and create an invoice. So you start here by choosing either to create an invoice template or an invoice file. I did create a video sort of going over the difference between what a template is and what a file is. So if you get a chance, definitely check that video out. So I'm going to create a document file for this invoice, and I'm going to attach it to this project, and I'll start from blank. Now, when you click start from blank, it's not actually starting completely from blank. You'll start out with basically kind of like this invoice design. Um, Here you can actually upload your own logo. So I'm going to do that really quickly. I'm going to upload the TalleFlow's logo so people know it's from our business. So you can see here, you have invoice number, date issued, due date, and it's obviously, you can see the project. And the build to area gets populated after you actually choose a contact, and it'll do this automatically. Or when you actually send it to your contact, rather. You can change these date issued and due date fields right here on the left side panel for the invoice tool. You can even choose a PO number. And to actually populate your invoice, you could either add your services manually, or here it says add new package, or you can look for existing packages. So I'm just going to show you, I added an existing package, and I typed out name package a bunch of times just to show you that you can really be as descriptive as you want with these package names. I think a lot of people deal with clients that want you to list everything out sort of meticulously, so you can go ahead and do that. Another thing I want to note is that a package has, individual services to them. So that's another way you can kind of break down if you have like a package and you want to list out each service in the package, you could do that. Or you could honestly just use a package as a service. The best thing you should know is just that like these things are nested, and the package is the sum of all your services. So you can either set prices for individual services. So as you can see here, I set a price for my service. And this is like, let's say service name 1, service name 2, and I can set a price here. I'll just say another, $10. And when I save it, you'll notice that the package total gets updated. So the package total is the sum of all your service item totals. And you don't have to necessarily add a service item. You could even set a price for your package. It doesn't let me do that currently, and that is because I've set a price for my services already. Otherwise, the price I choose for the package, and if I chose services, it just gets a little confusing. So if I set the services to $0, then I can actually set a whole package price. So that lets me do that, and that will reflect the total of the invoice. Just a quick little thought note there on the way that we organized services and packages. And there is another video on how to actually create your packages before you even show up to send an invoice. And that's another video that you can check out in our knowledge base articles. You can also add a discount, so it can either be like a fixed discount, or it could also be so you can see here the discount is applied, or it could be a percentage. So if you want to give like a 10% discount, that's how you do it. So there's also a pay now button. So when you send this to your client will be able to access this invoice online and click to pay now. And when they click to pay now, they go through a flow where they put their credit card information in, and the money gets directly sent to your Stripe account. You can optionally not include a pay now button, if you're trying to take payments any other way. We provided you with that flexibility. So I'm going to just click pay to include the pay now button. I'm going to send it to a contact, and this contact is in my project. So I'm going to choose that. I'm going to set an expiry of like 6 hours. So I want them to pay, let's do 1 day. We'll give them a day. And then I'm going to share the document. Awesome. So when your client gets the email, they'll get a link to this invoice, and I'll just show you briefly what it looks like on their end. And when they click to pay now, they get navigated through Stripe's process of accepting payment. I'm not going to go through this whole process, but I just wanted to show you briefly how that flow worked. And as always, the invoice is saved to your project. And as soon as it's paid, you'll see that it's going to be updated, its status here. You can also track your invoice and finances in the finance section. So as you can see here, this is a project. I went to the finance tab, and I can see here that this invoice was sent and it's in the status of pending. You can also create invoices through the project page as well. So if I go here and I can start creating an invoice, so there are multiple ways to essentially create your invoice. Awesome. So a record that shows up as well on your balance tab in your finances page. So as soon as that invoice is paid, you'll receive a payment confirmation, and it'll show up here as well. Awesome. So that's basically how invoices work. As always, please let us know if you have any questions. Do not be afraid to reach out. We will respond pretty much immediately because we have nothing else fun going on. All right. Thanks, everyone.